True selection is a Macho team final dependent in essay from its students, but Deckers toss. Like, so the link to the video will be the description below. Go and check Matt. So let's into this vaccine in 3, 2, 1.
At his gym, everyone knew him as the tough coach.
Yeah.
The trainer who shouted through push-ups, corrected form with no mercy, and lived
The
by
mochi.
discipline. He was respected, sometimes even feared. But behind the baggy sweatshirts and the controlled expression, he
Yeah.
was hiding something that could turn his whole life upside down.
Really?
This macho trainer was pregnant, and
Wow, congrats. Yeah.
he was determined no one could find out. His name was Jason
Yeah.
Miller, 33, from Texas. A former amateur bodybuilder, Jason had built a
Texas.
career as a personal trainer. He looked the part, muscular, square-jawed, and
Yeah.
commanding. Clients saw him as a symbol of strength. But Jason carried a medical history most people didn't know. He had been born intersex. Doctors discovered in his
Music.
teens that, while he developed as male, he still had remnants of female reproductive organs inside. He was told they were
Really?
underdeveloped, that pregnancy was virtually impossible. Jason put it behind him and never thought it would matter again. A decade later, Jason noticed changes he couldn't explain. He felt sick in the mornings. His energy dropped. He gained weight, but in a way that didn't match his strict diet. For weeks, he told himself it was stress or age. But when
Yeah.
his abdomen started to firm in a way that didn't feel like muscle, he panicked. Eventually, he went to a doctor. An ultrasound confirmed the truth. He was pregnant.
Con- congrats. Yeah.
The doctor explained that, against overwhelming odds, one of Jason's eggs had matured. During an intimate moment with his long-term partner, the egg had been fertilized and implanted in his small, underdeveloped uterus. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. Jason listened in silence as the doctor explained the risks. His pregnancy would be considered extremely high risk, but not entirely unmanageable. Jason could have chosen to end it. The procedure was
Yeah.
safer, the risks of carrying to term were high. But
Wow. Oh, I easy. Really, I? Me, I? Low I?
when he heard the heartbeat at his second appointment, he broke down. He decided he would keep the baby. From that point, Jason's life became an act of constant control. His reputation was everything. To his students, he was a tough, no excuses trainer. If they found out, he feared they would see him differently,
Yeah.
maybe even walk away. So he kept it hidden. He wore oversized hoodies no matter the weather. He stopped demonstrating certain exercises, claiming an old injury. He avoided locker room banter, afraid someone might notice.
Yeah.
In group sessions, when a wave of nausea hit, he excused himself, saying he needed water. When fatigue slowed him down, he told people he hadn't slept. It wasn't easy. One day, while spotting a client during heavy squats, he doubled over with abdominal pain. The client asked if he was okay. Jason muttered something about straining his back. Another time, a fellow trainer teased him about his loose clothes. Jason, you hiding a gut under there? Jason forced a laugh. Inside, his chest tightened with fear. The secrecy began to wear him down. He had
Yeah.
always been disciplined, strict diet, strict training, strict schedule.
Yeah.
Now, he lived with constant anxiety. Every day
Really?
felt like walking a tightrope, waiting for the moment when someone would figure it out. At night, alone, he would rest his hand on his stomach and feel small kicks. The contradiction tore at him. Joy in private, fear in public. By the 8th month, hiding became almost impossible. His
Yeah.
body was heavier. He was slower. His clients noticed, though they didn't know the truth. One evening after closing the gym, Jason felt sharp contractions. He gripped a bench for support, sweat dripping down his face. He realized what was happening. He was going into labor.
Oh. That's not good. Oh. Yeah. They say in earlier that carrying to full term what to be 5 weeks.
Jason hadn't planned it this way, but the contractions came fast. He called emergency services, but he knew they might not arrive in time. Alone in the gym he had built, the
Oh.
place where he had screamed encouragement at others, he found himself on the floor, riding waves of pain. When paramedics arrived minutes
Oh, could be. Oh.
later, they took over. They rushed him to the hospital, where hours later, his baby was born, a small but healthy girl. For a short time, Jason tried to keep it private,
Oh, could be.
but the news spread. Clients noticed his sudden absence, and whispers started. When he returned weeks later, thinner but carrying a quiet new softness, questions followed. He eventually told the truth. Some clients were shocked. A few walked away, but many stayed. And to his surprise, some respected him more, not less. They saw what he had endured in silence, and they realized strength wasn't only about muscle.
Yeah.
Jason named his daughter Ava. Fatherhood reshaped him. He still trained clients, but his tone changed. He was still firm, still disciplined, but there was something different, a
Yeah.
layer of patience, of humility. His gym didn't collapse. It adapted. Clients shared that his story inspired them to face their own struggles. The man they once admired for his biceps was now respected for something else entirely:
Ooh.
endurance, honesty, and courage.
Yeah.
Jason's case was medically rare, but the lessons were not. He
Yeah.
learned that hiding doesn't always protect you.
Cool down.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it only isolates you. And he
Yeah.
discovered that strength isn't always about lifting the heaviest
Yeah.
weight or training the hardest. Sometimes it's about carrying something you never thought possible and facing it, even
Yeah.
in
True.
fear. If you found out your no-nonsense trainer was hiding something like this, how would you react? Would you see him as weaker or stronger? Because for Jason Miller, strength took on a meaning he never expected.
Wow. There was at Macho game tornado disappointed in early from the students but decorators. I would say is Swano. Yeah. 100% Swano. Yeah. The link to the video will be the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new and click the bell so you can be notified when I upload in my back. Wow.